Hello and welcome to VS Computing tutorials on basic file organization. First off, I would like to propose a scenario. Imagine walking into your local library and finding that the books are no longer organized alphabetically or by genre. In fact, imagine they are in a completely random order. Finding a specific book would be nearly impossible, not to mention time consuming. Well, the same applies for the files on your computer. If you keep them organized, you will save time and frustration. How many times have you said to yourself, where did I save that file again? Well, I'm going to show you how to prevent that. First, let's talk about file names. All of your file names should be concise. As you can see, this one's called usernames, and it's followed by a few numbers. These numbers represent the last time the file was modified. This lets you organize them by date, which makes it easier to find later on. Let's have a look at the other file names. This one seems to be okay, as it has a good description, a good descriptive and concise name. Encryption keys 12, 10, 17. That also shows that the date it was last modified. Now let's have a look up here. This is an example of a bad name for a file, because it's one word, no date, and let's see what that file actually contains. It contains performance reports, and it was last edited on 04/10/2017. So as you can see, that is not a good summarization of what this file is about. So let's edit that, let's change it, let's make it good. How we do that is we right click, scroll down to rename, and then we can edit the name. We'll call it performance reports, and the date it was modified was the 04 10 of 2017. Right, now that all of our files seem to have the right file name, let's see how we can organize them. Right, first things first, let's create a new folder. We do that by right clicking, pressing new, folder, and we can name it work. The reason we're naming it work is so that we can keep our personal files separate from our work files. Let's have a look. Within work, we should make some subfolders. This allows us to keep the file names separately. Let's see. We could make one called security. I will explain why we're calling them these different names in a second. Call one security. Let's call the other one reports. Let's make another one called configurations. Let's make one called bugs. And let's see, what else can we make? Let's see if we need to make another one first. No, that should be it. Right, so now let's proceed to organizing all of the files. We have usernames 1, passwords and encryption keys. These should probably go to the security. There are a number of different ways that we can move these files. So first there's the option of copying them, like so, right clicking, pressing copy, going into the security folder and pasting them. As you can see, that's one of the options, but it leaves the file there. So let's delete that file from our desktop. We can do that by selecting it, right clicking and selecting delete, and then it will allow us to send it to the recycling bin. Now there is the second option of how to move these files, which is just selecting them like so, clicking and dragging them over to our security folder. Now we've got these three in there, and it doesn't leave a copy on the desktop. Now what we can do is go back one folder, and let's see what else we have. We have router configuration. That should probably go into the configurations folder. Let's see, we've also got bug reports. Yeah, we've got 2 bug reports over here, one made on the 10th, one made on the 12th. So let's go ahead and move both of these to bugs folder. Let's see, right, we've also got hardware maintenance and hardware maintenance copy. Now I don't see any folders here in which these two would like fit in properly, so let's create a new one called maintenance requests, and now we can move these two over there by dragging and dropping. Now we've got performance reports, so we can probably just move these ones over to the reports folder. Now what we have here is actually a hierarchy of folders, because we have a main folder called work, and we have a bunch of subfolders called bugs, configurations, maintenance requests, reports, and security. Now this is called a hierarchy. Personally, I think that this is the best way to organize your files, because let's think back to the library scenario. How do you actually go about finding a specific book? Well, first you would think about the book and try and figure out what kind of genre it is, and then you would look in that specific section of the library with the selected genre. Then you would think about the author's name, and then you would perhaps try to look for it alphabetically. Now each of these options, like the genre and then the author, are like subfolders, and they allow you to narrow down your search and make it easier to find specific files. Now I'm going to show you how to back up your files efficiently. Why should we back up our files? Well, there's many ways in which our data can get lost. One of them being system failure. It's the most common one, and it could just be that your computer crashes and you've lost everything. In my opinion, the most important reason to back up your files is to prevent loss of data through malware or virus infection. There are many viruses out there that will corrupt your data or make them unusable in some way or another. If you back up your work to a secure place, such as an external hard drive or a shared location, then you can be sure to find it. Now let's go about backing up our data. Well, firstly, I'm going to show you where I'm going to back up data to. Here I have a shared drive. It's an external hard drive with 1 terabyte of space, and what we're going to do is we're simply going to copy our work folder. We'll leave a copy of the work folder on our actual desktop so that we have 2 copies, one accessible immediately and one accessible in a different location. So as you can see, I've already organized the folders within my hard drive. Let's choose an appropriate backup location. IT, technical support, and we'll go ahead and paste those documents in here. And let's rename this appropriately and call it backup of work. And there we go. If we go within this, we have a copy of each of the files that were inside the work folder. Let's see if we want to actually keep all of these. For example, here we have a copy of the same file twice. We might not want to have two copies due to the fact that we might want to save on hard drive space, as it can get pretty crowded once you get a lot of files going. So we'll just want to delete that, since it might not be useful anymore, by right clicking and pressing delete. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and make sure everything has been deleting by right clicking your recycle bin and clicking empty recycle bin. It will ask you if you're sure, and you just press yes to the prompt, and it will have deleted everything. And there you go. Thank you for watching this video, and I wish you all the best on your future training.